3 things stopping you from property success. Hello, my name's Mark Fitzgerald. Great to have you joining me here at the Property Unleashed. So what are the 3 things that are holding people back most of the time when it comes to property investing or getting started and building a property business? Well, let's go through those now, because I speak to a lot of clients, I speak to a lot of my students, and they have these problems or these setbacks or these worries when starting out in property. And I did myself. And you have to overcome these. You have to change your mindset and you have to put yourself in a better position to be able to overcome these obstacles and push yourself forward. So at number 1, we have listening to the wrong people, listening to the wrong advice. Okay, we have friends and we have family around us. We could go to our local communities, speaking to people out there as well. And at different times, they're reading what the press is putting out there. And the press don't actually put all the facts out there. They never actually tell you when it's the best time to invest in property. They like to tell you when not to do things, because that's what sells papers and that's what gives good headlines. If they said, actually, right here, right now, 2023, February, the press is saying we are in a recession, the housing market's about to crash, it's the worst possible time to invest. Yet, as a seasoned property investor myself, I am out there and I know what the market's doing because I'm in the market. At the moment, people are still buying properties. Now, if you speak to the agents, they may say to you, we haven't got like 6 or 7 people putting offers in on properties. We maybe have 2 or 3. So it has dropped down a bit, but people are still putting in offers. In most areas, house prices aren't plummeting. They're leveling off and being sensible after a mini boom that we've just had, or they are dropping ever so slightly because people want to sell quickly. So there is more range to offer below market value than there has been over the last couple of years. But we're not in a massive downturn, we're not seeing massive problems, and the market is still open for opportunities if you know what you're looking for. So make sure that you're listening to the right advice. Make sure that you're plugging into people who are active in the market or using the strategies that you currently want to be doing yourself. Because if you're not, and you're listening to the press or you're listening to family and friends, then you're listening to the wrong people. Connect to people who will live and breathe what it is that you want to do. A lot of people say to me, the HMO market is dead. The HMO market isn't dead. The HMO market is still thriving. There are problems with it now, with utilities that have caused us, maybe not problems, maybe just caused us a few setbacks. Maybe profits have been squeezed more, yeah? So we're not quite making the premiums that we were making, but then it's up to us then to up our game. If you want to put your rents up, if you want to charge your tenants or your clients more money, you need to make sure that where they're living is worth it. So spend a little bit of money on decorations, make it more sort of a high-end co-living, community sort of accommodation, HMO, and you can make great profits from that as well. So the profits are still there. We just have to make sure that we're going with the times. What's potentially worked 5 years ago or even 10 years ago isn't necessarily going to work now, and it shouldn't at the end of the day as things progress and as things change. So make sure you're taking advice off the right people. And equally, when you come to start in property, if you have little or no experience and little or no money, then just putting all your money into, say, a buy-to-let or a strategy like that is pointless. If you need cash flow, i.e. you need money coming in month after month to potentially get you out of your job and to help you build up a pot where you can go and buy properties yourself, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and don't listen to somebody who's basically saying that you should do this strategy because this is what I did. They don't know your circumstances, and if they haven't taken time to listen to you and your circumstances to help point in the right direction, then don't take their advice either. Everybody's circumstances are different. When people come to me and they say, I want to get started in rent to rent, whether it's HMOs or serviced accommodation. I like to have a chat with these people, or I have a member of my team have a chat with these people to see what it is they need right here, right now. Is rent to rent right for them? Is getting into HMOs or serviced accommodations where they're living right for them? And then I can help point them in the right direction. Whether they want to listen to me or not is a different matter. But 9 times out of 10, they actually come and they work with us. So it's in my favor to help these people. But as I always say, it has to be right for you. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here trying to just sell you any old course or trying to sell any old product to people. I'm actually genuinely wanting to see people succeed, but by doing the right thing. So make sure whoever you're talking to, they're looking at your situation and they're actually telling you this advice is what you should be doing, or this is what I would do in your situation, not in mine. This is a good situation to be in. So make sure you're taking advice from the right people. Number 2, don't know what you don't know. It's an old saying, but you really, really don't. I didn't. When I got involved in property, I wanted to get started in rent to rent. Happy days. Did I know how to do that? No. So I read books, listened to podcasts, and then eventually I went and got myself training. Now I got training in all of the strategies by doing a mastermind year, spending, a vast sum of money. But I look at that as money well spent because I've actually made that money back 20 times over easily. So it's worth investing in yourself. Now, if you need help and support with this, visit thepropertyunleashed.com. We have free tools and resources on that webpage that you can download yourself, that you can take away to help your learning, to help your better understanding of the different strategies that are out there and of the different ways that you can do things. But we don't know what we don't know. So I see, again, far too many people that come to me and say, Mark, I'm looking at doing rent to rent. I've got a couple of deals, but they're not cash flowing. I'm struggling. I'm losing money. And all I say is, where were you in the beginning? Why didn't you spend a little bit of money on your own education to stop you having these worries, to stop you having these problems? Set yourself up for success from the word go. Too many people just think they can piece a few bits and bobs together, then they jump out there on their own and they struggle. They actually end up losing money, and that's not what we want to be doing. So make sure you have a roadmap that you can follow. I do that on the Rent to Rent Business Builder and on the Ultimate Serviced Accommodation Business Builder. It's a roadmap that you follow with coaching and support. So make sure if you are looking for that sort of thing, that whoever you're going to work with or do this with, if it's not us, they have the same thing, something you can refer back to. Stop looking at these weekend training events where you'll go there, they'll give you a few tools, they'll send you on your merry way, and you're left to fend for yourself. That is not a community. That is not a good idea. It's about having a community of like-minded people around you that you can turn to, because then you can ask any questions. Then when you do have a problem bespoken to you, you've got a community around you to be able to ask. So a lot of people fear they don't know what they don't know, or they go and they take massive action, and I'm all for that, but they're taking the wrong action and they end up failing, they end up becoming demoralized, and then they stop and say it doesn't work. So there's a lot of people out there like that. A lot of people think that they can't afford to get educated. They think that they can't afford to spend that money in the beginning. But I actually say it's money well spent, because you will make it back. Okay, if you don't back yourself to make back what you've spent on any sort of training and things, don't do it. Don't even bother to start with, because you're not backing yourself. You're already telling yourself that you can't do this. And if you go in with that mindset, then probably you can't do this. And at number 3, with property, with building a business, with starting anything, it's money. So at the end of the day, we all think, I haven't got any money. I can't get into this until I've got some money. I see people saving up £10,000. What are you doing? I'm saving £10,000 up, and then I'm going to start my rent to rent business. I started my rent to rent business with 1,500 quid. Did I spend it all? Pretty much, yes, I did. After I paid for training and things like that, yes, I did. but I made it back, okay? I spent a lot of money on my marketing. How much did you spend, Mark? Well, initially I spent about £800 on all of my marketing, my letters, my brochures, my cards and everything. £800. People are going, crikey, spend £800 and potentially in a year's time, you'll have made over £100,000. Would you do it? Every time we all would, and we'd fight hammer and tongue to find £800 to do so. So look at the long haul, look at the long game. The bigger picture is you're building a business that's going to be sustainable, that's going to help you in the future. Now, of course, I've spoken a lot about rent to rent, but if you're looking at buying properties, if you can find properties that are a little bit ran down, then of course, or you can add value to, i.e., extra rooms in the loft, potentially extensions on the back, phenomenal, because then you can look at bridging finances. Everybody's scared of that. Just find the right ones, the right thing for you. It's not always the first one you see, but you can look for work with investors as well, family members. You need to just start telling everybody what it is you're doing, but make sure you're not listening to the wrong people. Yeah, you know what it is you need to do. So you don't know what you don't know, but you know what you need to do and how you need to do it. And make sure that you're not holding yourself back, because all you're thinking about is money and scarcity with money. Money is abundant out there. It may not feel like it right here and right now, but when you know what you're doing and you take the right actions consistently and persistently, you will get results, because consistency will get you there. Persistency will make you a winner. If you stick to those two things and do the three things there that are holding you back, or at least make sure you have answers to those 3 points, you will put yourself in the best position possible. And again, if we can help you, then reach out to us, as we're more than happy as a team and a community to help you. Visit thepropertyunleashed.com, download the free tools and resources, become a newsletter subscriber, as we're always putting out free masterclasses. We will have a free webinar each and every month on rent to rent, HMOs, serviced accommodations, refurbishments, and a whole host of other things to help you take the right actions, build the property businesses that you desire. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please feel free to share it, subscribe, and become a member of our community in the Facebook group as well. The Rent to Rent Business Builder Facebook group is there. Even if you're not into rent to rent, come and join us. I'll talk to you about any strategies that you like, or whatever it is you're planning on doing. You take care, and bye for now.